To love forever. Hi, haven't made a Z Cooks in a while. It's 2021. It's September 13th. I'm taking these squeaky ass shoes off because that's gonna be the worst. And I was told by my doctor that I need to go on a lower salt diet for the rest of my life. So that's not gonna happen all at once. That's I love salt. But it has made me start just reading like ingredients labels and things. So as I go about my day, even if I'm not actually eating less salt than I normally would, I just want to just observe how much salt I'm eating because the rest of my life is a long time, hopefully. So it's not like, quick, cut off your arm because you're too overweight. So that'll lose at least 10 pounds. I've been eating like this for a while. This isn't like a new thing that just happened. It's just like in the future, you're gonna want to have done this. So my argument is, fine, but you shut up for now. Daddy's doing things. Which I know that makes no sense. So like, obviously sodium in this, 30 milligrams per 2 ounces, and there's 8, so that's, yeah, it's nominal because it's pasta. So anyway, I'm gonna be making peppers and onions and chicken, breast meat chicken, over noodles or some sort of, I don't know, rice is done. Oh, I got these fat ass noodles. Oh, we're gonna pick fat ass noodles. Pot pie squares, number 86. I don't even know what the hell these is. We'll weigh this out. It's a 12-ounce package, so we'll take 6 ounces of this. I got the chicken out. I took all the stuff out and just sort of like let it kind of come to room temperature. Hold on, Princess Pasta. New phone, by the way, everyone. Hey, baby. I'm doing a Z Cooks. Congratulations, you made it onto my Z Cooks for today. Because I don't usually do Z Cooks, but I told everyone I need to eat less salt, so now we're going to do that together. So now pasta's involved. New phone is now officially my phone. We need to... I usually use a smaller one, but this will do. Turn the scale on with the bowl already attached so that it tears the weight automatically. If this was a 16-ounce package, I would use 1/3 of a pound, but it's only a 12-ounce package, so I'm going to use, how many, I'm in grams. I like grams. 340, half of 340, half of 300 is 150, plus 20, 170. It's a big eagle hawk. It's an official term. 178, it's too much. 63, 66, 69, 71. It's a broken little piece. Perfect. Okay. There's my pasta. One of these drawers has rubber bands. Oh, keep an eye on Chewbacca for me, everybody. She's currently sleeping up there. She's not feeling well. She's on an antibiotic. I actually I made the executive decision to take her off an antibiotic that she's been on. Androfloxacin, which is not like a, nice, the timing worked out. Which is not like the antibiotic you want to put your cat on. Package, full package. Turn to a wrap oil. Where the fuck? There's no time? There's no time. Noodles are usually fast, so I'm assuming it's gonna be short. But yeah, her Androfloxacin, she's been there for like 12 days, and she's peeing on the, like there's little drops of pee on the floor, and she's poop in the basement. I had to lock her out of the basement, and then she shit on the fucking rug. So I think her white blood cell count is why she's on that. But she's had high white blood cell count almost every time I've taken her to the vet. Every 6 months, she's like, oh, she got a high white blood cell count. And Clavamox doesn't do anything for her anymore because she's old and she's been on it forever. Oh, I fucking messed up that pot, didn't I? All right, little pot's dirty. We're gonna go with big pot. This is literally like the last step of the process. I haven't even started cooking. I just weighed pasta. We've been on like for 6 minutes. You You know what? I usually do half in the electric kettle to pour in there to get it done faster, but I got so much to do with the chicken and the onions that I'm just going to turn this on and be good to go. So I am going to salt my water. Like that's you can't take away salting my water. That's not a thing. Because everyone's like, oh, you put so much salt in your water. Well, I have half a gallon of water and I put a tablespoon of salt in there. I'm not going to be consuming a tablespoon of salt. Only the water that gets absorbed into the pasta, so the weight change of the pasta from the X number of things to how much it weighs afterwards, that's how much water we've added to the pasta. So the percentage of that salt that was in that water is now in the pasta. I'm not going to have a teaspoon of fucking, but you can't have unsalted pasta. That's I want light. And you could always add more water if you wanted to just be like, all right, less salt. The more water is diluted in there, the less salt will be absorbed into the pasta, etc., etc. Close that. Let that do its thing. We have to cut up vegetables, and then we're going to do the chicken breast. I've decided, I have one of these Aloha peppers. Fucking thing's like $2 and some odd cents. Beautiful pepper though. I mean, that's just like art. And then I got one of these massive mega green peppers, because for some reason I like them. And then I have an old ass wrinkly red pepper and an onion, a single onion. Cutting boards are here. Been a while since I've done a dedicated cooking video without. I'm usually on live stream on Twitch. Okay. So, let's see how this goes. Do the whole onion first, so I'm crying. I know many people, like, I don't think I do onions the way most people would tell me to do onions, like to cut them up. I know my friend Cheese is like, you have to eliminate the entire, not just the skin, the first layer is bitter. But I'm like, but that's so much onion. Sort of rub it on there. So if I take off the, there's the skin that I would take off, and he says this layer too has to come off. So let's try that. There's a little bit of, actually there's nothing on there. I want to be watching my Trash Chase podcast for this. I'm making them sort of thin. I'm actually varying the layer thickness. Like some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. I don't know. I find that more interesting when I'm eating. It's harder to cook, but some of the really thin stuff you cut will just vanish and become flavor, and then the thick stuff stays around. And I'm a huge proponent of just like ripping this apart on the cutting board. I'm not trying to smash it with a wooden spoon. I haven't released a cooking video in a long time. There's probably 40 of them, 30 of them maybe, just hiding. And I've been trying to like milk the algorithm by releasing one a week. I think it's been like 3 weeks. Yeah, the more broken apart you do here, the easier it'll be to throw in a pan, which I haven't even taken out a pot. Since I'm doing so much and chicken, I'm gonna get a big one. Actually, you know what? Where's my Brayville? Get out of here, you big old bastard. You spend the money on a Brayville, you may as well use it. I think I'm gonna go center, just because I really need a laser that points at the dead center of the burner so I know exactly where it is, because nothing lines up. Like even that doesn't line up as the center. It's actually a little bit further forward. I'm gonna leave it on high. And I'll know when it's hot because there'll be no water in it when it's hot. And then we'll throw all the other stuff in. Okay. This plate had cheese on it. Not the food product. Come on. Off of my cutting board. All right. So I'll dump that in. Obviously. Don't know why it's making the clicking noises. I get nervous when gas appliances are like, ha ha ha, doing things. My kitchen trying to kill me right now. This knife could probably stand to use an actual, like, legit sharpening, not just a honing. This is the oldest knife in my entire collection. Got this with my family at Disney World in like 2004. So, she old. And then I've got a bunch of other knives that are to like complement this, like the same style. But this is the original. This to OG. This was gotten in Disney World at Epcot. On the walk, the Japanese section. Because I was like, Mommy, I want to go cooking. I was older than that, but I want you all to think that I was a little child and I got my first knife. This is the most, I would say it's not the most efficient way to cut a pepper, but it's the fucking fastest. Is you just cut off the outside, and then if you want, you could take the bottom too, and then you just ignore the top. You could like strategically, surgically remove this as well around here. It's just you got to be a little bit careful. You don't want to drop any seeds. The whole point is to not get the seeds. Then you have like weird shapes. But I like peppers. Peppers contain no salt. We're good with that. I want to salt. I'm just imagining how I'm going to cook this. And it's like, oh, I'm going to salt the shit out of it. So if I'm not going to salt it, like it's like extremely salted, like I like to salt things. How do I do? I guess just spices. I've got enough red pepper spice. Because that's the thing, like Indian food, like I love that butter chicken. That butter chicken only has like a teaspoon of salt in it. And everything else is just Indian spices. So it's like, holy shit, I'm going to die. The water has evaporated. We're lowering that down. We're gonna go ghee on this. Wooden spatula or silicone? Probably wood is fine. Give my ghee a nice stir. And I'm gonna put a lot of it in there because we're gonna need to cook multiple things and then sear the chicken as well. Echo, kitchen lights 100. So let that melt for a second. I somehow walked away with my knife. That was probably not required. Now this is like $2.60 a piece, so I'm going to spend a good deal of time trimming this one to get the most out of it. There's a little baby pepper growing inside of it. Free baby pepper. It's actually waxy. It's weird feeling. Should I? So there, I cut that ring off. Throw the stem away. And this one's, since it's such an expensive pepper, I think what I'll do is I'll just chuck this the fuck up. I want peppers there. Now peppers will grow there. Oh God, I'm yanking my head. I hope the camera's still recording shit, because it won't beep if I yank the... I'm not currently using a battery in the actual GoPro. There's just a battery pack in my pocket like I usually do for live streams, which makes it a lot lighter on my head. Put the dry noodles in the oil. That's great. And I'm still gonna hit it with the, just gently smash any chunks apart. The fact that we did it already on the cutting board though means is like 3 instead of 30. And we're sauteing, so I have this on as low as it goes. Let's finish up with our pepper. Actually, I'm gonna leave the ring in there with that, just for shits and giggles. Let's try some of this raw. Kind of fruity. Who wants to live forever? Who dares to fuck you ever? That's how that song goes, right? Forever. All right, so now this has to come out off the cutting board. We're reversing. Bitter. Pepper's very pretty. I don't know if I would spend another, I think, but two of them is like $5 for 2 peppers. Well, I remember when the price of peppers like went up. She used to be cheap. Oof. There we go. So now, I have to clear up my sink a little bit. This shit all has to go into the machine that the Robotnik, aka slave, the cleaning slave. I have 2 cleaning slaves. That's what Robotnik means. That's what robot means. It means Robotnik, which means slave, which means... Ah, you fucking bitch! Ugh, I don't know what that even was, but I didn't want to touch it. Now, I don't have to use the same knife I just used for peppers. In fact, it'd probably be beneficial if I didn't, but I did the peppers first, so now I'm going to use that. And I gotta stir my peppers, my onions a bit. They're on nice and low, so we don't have to worry about it. God bless gas. Oh, God, gas. I could never have done that in my old apartment. Just like left it alone. Now we got these really skinny strings here. Those are gonna get like solid, so just take those the fuck out right now. When there's some onions that are like super thick, they turn into paper. That's pretty soft. I'm putting that in. I'm going to salt it now. Here, you want what I'll do? Here's my slight modification. Instead of having that open gap, it'll be just the holes, which makes the salt come out a little bit slower. And now we'll go with the rest of it with like a spicy pepper. So I won't notice I only put like a 1/4 teaspoon of salt in there. The chicken. Do I want to cut it up? Because you have 2 options with the chicken. You can either put it in there whole, let it cook a little bit, then take it out where it's a little firmer, slice it and put it back in and finish it. Or cut it like this and you have to flour it. I prefer the other method. I prefer just deal with this. And then brown the chicken slightly. And then put it on the cutting board again, cut it up, and then finish it. And I'll use some sort of sauce. I think I had low sodium soy sauce, but I finished it as quickly as I could to get regular soy sauce because it's better. Because I'm not a fool. I don't have to film the entire process. I'm glad I put that on first. That's why you do the water in this house first. Because even though I have a propane stove, water is just infinitely slow. That's why I have 2 of these fucking kettles. Because sometimes I'll have to fill both. I fill the pan up 1/3 of the way, put on the gas, fill both kettles. By the time the kettles are done, the water that was that much is almost ready and you pour in the boiling water. Who wants to live forever? It's gonna be so good. This over noodles. All right, so ignoring that, cleaning up. I'll be back when I'm done with the peppers and putting those in. We'll season actually I could season these now before I do that. Again, I wanna use salt, but I'm not gonna. I use 2 types of pepper. We're gonna try this, and if I fucking hate it, I'm just gonna, well, this is it. This is the question everyone has to ask themselves when the doctor tells them to do something. And another thing, I'm gonna complain about my doctor, because this was the first time I saw this particular doctor. He's a specialist. Nephrology, which means kidneys. Oh Jesus. All right, baby, chickens when you're ready. I've been to lots of doctors, and a doctor has to be not just a caregiver. A doctor's got to be a salesman. All right? The best doctors are salesmen. Because they got to sell you on keeping yourself healthy and shit. And this guy was not a salesman. He laid it out in like the terror. He did the terror approach. Like, if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen to you. You know, blah, 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 blah. And that's not. You catch more flies with honey, not vinegar. What else could I add to this? Let's get some more weird shit on there. You know what I got? Actually, you know what I got here that I never use? This is a citrus, dried like orange peels. Let's throw those on there. Yeah. So I got some spicy, some pepper. Like, if you're gonna like try to convince me to go on a low salt diet for my own sake, you got to make it seem appealing, not just don't eat salt or you'll die. I won't die, but it's like, you know, your blood pressure's not high yet. Like, everything is like, it's very difficult to imagine. And my father's going through the same thing. And he didn't listen to any doctors, and he didn't take even his blood pressure medication, and his kidneys like nearly exploded. So he's in bad shape for his age. But, you know, I don't not listen to doctors, but it's still, you gotta sell me on it, bro. You can't just come out the gate and be like reading the fucking manifest to 30 people. Yeah, you don't shit on the floor and stop eating your own butt. This doesn't work. You gotta be like, hello, baby. Ooh, look what I got that's an alternative to eating your own butt and shitting on the floor. Look, I got pillows here. Isn't that nice? So I bought you some pillows. Trick me into fucking taking care of myself. I'm too smart to listen to you and just agree, which doesn't make any sense. It's a reverse osmosis of the brain. How you feeling without the antibiotic for a day? My poor old 16-year-old cat. Yeah, no. Doctors need, and I would call that bedside manner, but I would also call it just like, you gotta understand, your job is not to diagnose people with why they're sick. Your job is to help people get better. And getting better involves you convincing the people to do things they don't want to do, like stop eating so much salt. That's an impossible task for someone to convince me of. Good luck. But I recognize the fact that I know it has to happen. You're just doing a shit job at it. And it's only been like 2 days. Ooh, I've got turmeric. Fuck, I've got turmeric. I've got onion powder. Let's do everything that's not salt. Let's put everything on there. Let's go nuts. This is gonna be either the best or worst fucking chicken. You know what? Onion powder only on one side. Because the other side will be something else. What do we put on the other side? Tarragon is actually really good with chicken, but this is like a full-on roasted chicken. I got this Japanese 7 spice. I don't even know, have I ever used this? There we go. I don't know if these are gonna just pure diarrhea. I won't have to worry about my health concerns. Paprika and coriander. Turmeric is granulated garlic, garam masala, cayenne pepper. Oh, here's the extremely, I can't feel my face flat iron stuff. That's great. I think we've got enough on there right now, actually. Yeah. I'm sure someone else will tell me something else. Oh, you can't have any sugar. Oh, you really shouldn't eat meat. The vegetables, they're no good for you. They're gonna stop up your bowels. Like, just pick, you can't. That's called death. Hey, we're actually coming to a boil. I'm actually gonna cover that. I'm not gonna lower it because it'll take forever to get back up to a boil. I hate these pots. Please, I need to buy new pots. I have a giant kitchen. I'm gonna make, if you don't know, I'm gonna take these drawers out. The previous owner of this house built the entire house around this cabinet. God bless your soul for making this beautiful house, but I'm gonna take out those 3 drawers and these 3 drawers. I'm gonna cut it, so it goes, there's literally finished floor underneath this, and I'm gonna put 2 carts that pull out, so I can put my pots and pans, either just straight up in the top pots and pans, or like cutting boards on top and shit. It's gonna be beautiful. So that's for another episode of something. I don't think I'm gonna get these to like completely done. If I pour those in there, I could put this in there, and then I could put the chicken in here. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to get this back on the plate the way it is. Who wants to live? All right. I guess I was going to stop it. Now I'm like, I kind of want this to have a little bit of like crunch, but if I like stab it with the fucking thing and it's like crunch, it's not cooked enough. All right, wait a second. BB went pee-pee. BB pee-peed all over the thing. Go over there, please. I love you. I've been cleaning her up for the last 8 minutes. Trying to, I can't tell if it's just on her feet now or if it's just actively, like, because I like wiped her ass with a fucking wet paper towel. So, one of the other things is happening to her butt. This needs more of this, but I can't stick these. Actually, it'll pour out. Just a little bit. Is it 1 o'clock?
Princess Pasta is streaming.
Princess Pasta was streaming at 1 o'clock every day. It's been a while. She actually came on for the first time in a while.
I'm reminding you. Princess Pasta is streaming.
Trying to get some of that grease underneath there. There we go. Now I'm going to do that thing where I just get slightly cooked, mostly cooked, and then flip it, and then pull it out, put it back on the cutting board, which I've rinsed off. It doesn't matter if it's super clean because you're putting it back in the pan. It doesn't have to be like disinfected entirely. Disingenuously disinfected. Montessori in your home until the last drop falls. What a weird fucking video that shit was. Okay. It's definitely not done, but got a nice solid surface on one side. So I'll do that again. Then we're gonna pull it out, tubers. My poor baby. I can't even hold her in my arms because she'll pee. I have to like wrap her in a towel. Yeah. Here's her face rubs. What? Don't be afraid about my hands. Oh. She doesn't like when I wipe her, obviously. She's all sensitive down there. She just got over a urinary tract infection like 2 weeks ago. That's when we started this new antibiotic for the white blood cells, and now it's just like her hip is fucked up and she can't walk properly. That's about her top speed now. Top speed kitty cat. I lowered this, but now we're gonna put that back up. It never actually stopped boiling, which is interesting because when you lower things, you think it would stop boiling. This only didn't touch the chicken, I don't think, with this. There. So now I don't know the actual time. It's probably not gonna be very long. Thin ass noodles like that. I have to wear slippers. I don't want to wear shoes. I don't get pee-pee soaked socks. And the cleaning lady's gonna have to come every fucking week now instead of every 2 weeks. Because I can't tell. The house is huge. She walks around. I locked her up out of my bedroom, out of the guest bedroom where there's carpet, which she liked to sleep in the bed in the guest bedroom, but I can't let her anymore. I just can't. It's too much risk. And I kept her out of the basement because she was just shitting in the basement. So I'm gonna try to get her to force into this litter box. Sorry to bring this up in a cooking video, but I mean, I think if you're watching this, you're pretty much a Z fan, and if you're a Z fan, you're a Chewbacca fan. Okay. Hot side up. That's stuck a little bit. Right. So, lower that down again. Actually, I'm gonna take that off the heat entirely, because it's just, I don't know how long it's gonna take to slice this. It's just gotta cool a little bit. I washed that knife so I could actually pull out a correct meat cutting knife. This doesn't sharpen it, this just stands up the little invisible teeth that you don't see. That's the way it works. So I want to cut against the grain. It's not ready yet, tubers. Maybe the very end is ready. I'll give her some of that. Here you go. Here. It's very hot though. Here. Yes, it's very underdone chicken. Which way am I cutting it? That's not the way I want to cut this. Oh well, I'm committed to this piece. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, hot, ow, hot. Ow, ow. That's too thick. I looked away from it for a second. Got an uneven slice. I'll try to do like a 45. There you go. Nope, opposite. There's a way to do this where it's like, that's the way. I found it, the last chicken cutlet. It's a 45 on a slice with this orientation of the breast. That is the correct amount of grain that I want to see in my bird. Okay, so all this has to go back in, which this will still be very hot. The flames. This cut lots of raw chicken. Clean this off again. And I don't want to pour the boiling water onto that, so we'll put that in the dishwasher. This is the point where I'd salt it. Fuck. I was on a no salt diet for years in high school. In high school, when you didn't know anything and you're a little shit. What the fuck do you care? Now I've touched raw chicken to this. Now I can't stir that. Fuck. And I never wanted to go back on a low salt. No, actually, no salt is still different from low salt. No salt diet is suicide. It's just, hey, how do you like things? Hope you don't. Hope food isn't a giant part of your life or family life. I'm putting you back up. Because now we're basically stir frying this. Let me see if there's a sauce that I could toss with. I mean, it's got enough flavor on it. I still have that beef tallow from 10 years ago. Ginger paste? No. Garlic paste? No. I do have a little bit of soy. How much salt? Let's see. 960 milligrams per tablespoon. We're gonna put that away. That's a later in the game, like when I'm having a day. That's when I pull that shit out. How much is in my fucking ranch? 260 per 2 tablespoons. That's actually not bad. I think. I don't think I'm adding any other liquids. I think that's it. I think we are liquided up. I'm looking at the floor for pea spots. My poor baby girl. She was doing such a cute thing too. She was over there in like the boxes and she had 2 paws in the 2 boxes and she was like, I like scratching my face. Scratching my face. I'm gonna have to put this video out quickly so it doesn't sit around in case anything happens. I don't want to have it be like, oh, a year later. Come on. Once I see little to no actual raw chicken in here, I will toss that back in. I'm trying to get it all on the actual bottom of the pan. It keeps stacking up. I've never had this pasta, so I don't know if it's like, when am I gonna feel it? Is it gonna feel it's gonna be done? Is it a 10-minute cook? Is it a 2-minute cook? That one's wiggling pretty good. Noodles are usually like 3 minutes. And these are just very fat noodles. The object is also not to overcook the chicken. Like, it was just raw chicken. And I could make it guaranteed cooked. But that's gonna make it fucked, so. There, that. whatever's left of the ghee, that's gonna go back in there. Because I don't want to have to add anything else to this dish to enjoy it. So it's just gonna be chicken juice and ghee. In there. You know, small one of these little bastards. Get up there. That's real close. I'm gonna shut that off. It needs more salt, is what it fucking needs. I also have to drink lots of water, which is not a problem for me because I drink out of that glass bottle. This, the Domaine de Canton French ginger liqueur glass bottle makes water drinking fun. She's doing the cute thing with the box again. Because she's so cute. Look at her. She's standing in the smallest little box. Nice and slow. And then very fast. I have a feeling that would stick a lot. Oh, I lost it in the fucking drain. No. Well, that one's really hard. Oh my God, wait a second. Some of these are way thicker than others. I gotta double check. Shutting that off. Save the chicken and get it out from the bottom. Cool off chicken. It's important the chicken is not overcooked. I hate overcooked dry chicken. Probably should have pulled it out and let it cool someplace out of the pan first. So that's done. I need to try this because I wasn't aware of the thickness problems. Just like me, I got a thickness problem. That's al dente. It's edible. I would have probably given this a little more time. Fuck. This is why you shouldn't throw the water out. Alright. How do I... That's hot. It's hot from the fucking gas. Gas makes things hot. Did you know that? Alright. This has to get more done. Be right back. Alright, we're back. Gave this another like 5 minutes. I don't know. I gotta go check that packaging and see if there's an actual time on it that I didn't cut off and throw in the garbage. Because that was way too underdone. It's weird. The noodles are just... The noodles don't have the consistency that is required to cook it like, oh, this one tasted done. They're done. So, this back out. Using a pot. I really burned my hand. This is like, it hurts. It hurts bad where my hand is. I managed to get it up and running because I used the electric kettle. That's so bad. Actually, I'm probably gonna have to toss this back in here with some butter anyway, because it's just gonna stick. We'll use the fancy French butter. This is not the coarse salt edition, so it should be all right. That's another thing, butter. I love fucking butter. Melt in the pan. Okay, good. Just enough to toss it around and keep it from sticking. Out, out, out. Out. Don't pick it up by the handles. Let's see. Get off the walls. Did I add enough? I think we've got enough butter. Unless it's just water. No, I see the shine on there. All right. This is the French stuff, but like a spring butter. My sister bought me a variety of it. Okay, so now it's time to consume. So this is the plate we used to take the vegetables out. So I'm gonna keep using this plate. I guess we'll do a bed of noodles first. Give me some nudes. Yeah. Any of these that were stuck together made it like a 1/4 inch thick noodle, so it's just fucking done. I guess I'm just gonna put the whole thing on the plate. What's the fucking point? Which is weird. It's a weird noodle. I don't know. I've never dealt with this sort of noodle. They're like broken lasagna noodles. You see those reactions? I'm hungry. All right. We now have a bed of noodles. We'll bring over our freshly taught. I tasted this, by the way, and it needed a little bit of salt. It just needed like the smell. Even if it's just mental, even if you just go crank on my salt grinder in it, like, all right, now it has salt. Because my body just wants it, and I can fight with it all I want. So I have to trick my brain. I'm okay with my brain and body like fighting and being ignorant of each other. This should be enough. This was 3 chicken cutlets. This should be enough for a minimum of 2 meals. But we'll try this. Get some extra peppers and onions on that. Chewbacca, you want some more chicken? Where's my book book? Here. This one's dirty. When I drain water, when I drain pasta, like that's not dirty. That just had some usually salty water, usually starchy water, but that's not in there now. Ta-da! YouTube generator thumbnail. YouTube generator thumbnail. All right, let's try some of this. This is one of those Aloha peppers. Well, it's a little different than a colored pepper. Not $2.69 a piece different. How is our nudes now? Well, I like these noodles. What else would be good with? Look at there. All right, take a piece of chicken. Take off this onion. Oh God, I got hair in the face. I'm so sorry, baby. It's right there. Anyway, thank you for coming to this meal. It's not bad. It needs salt. It legit needs salt. Like a tablespoon of kosher table salt. But I'll live.